Yo. What is going on, baby? Shot callers back in the building. Hope everybody had a great Easter weekend. I know I did. The weather was beautiful, had a lot of fun. Baseball began, and things were all right with the world. The birds were chirping. The sun was out. It was beautiful. So we are back talking NBA hoops. I got my boy, Timmy D. What's going on?
So you guys know I love coming here to talk hoops with you guys, and I've been burning to talk some hoops. But first, before we get to hoops, I gotta give my fur babies a shout out. Birthday number 1 today, Shaq and Nova, my beautiful fur babies. Happy birthday!
Yeah, there it
Happy
is.
birthday to you.
Yeah. Happy birthday to
you.
ya. Yeah, buddy. Absolutely. And my brother, my man, my ace buku, my number one, Joshua, Odellis, Forellis, Montellus, Overzealous, Hayes. What's good, my brother?
Man, just sitting here ready to talk some basketball while watching basketball. You know what I'm saying? And spitting basketball. So let's get it.
Yes, sir. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So a little bit of NBA news. What was popping off? And we all kind of were texting each other, and we were all really happy to see this first one. Drew Holiday signs a 4-year, $134 million extension with the Bucks. $1 million. Keeping him there for another, I think that the extension gives him another 5 years, 4 years on top of that. So 5 years total. We all love Drew Holiday. I mean, if you know his story and you've seen it, man, he's just seems like one of the better dudes in the NBA. Also, a premium defender, can score the basketball. He's a floor general. He has made that Milwaukee Bucks team even stronger and more formidable than they are already with the league's reigning MVP. But to see Drew Holiday be able to secure the bag like that was really cool because he is on paper, as far as we've read, he's been a great dude in support of his wife and his kids and his family, and is able now to do that more handsomely with an extra $134 million.
Get your bag.
He secured the bag.
Secured.
Tim, you are a big Drew Holiday supporter.
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts on him signing this extension and being a Buck pretty much probably for the rest of his career.
At least his prime, right?
Yeah, at least his prime career, yes.
Yeah, I think it's terrific, man. I think it's terrific for Milwaukee that they not only, they locked up Chris Middleton a couple seasons ago, they locked up Giannis this offseason, obviously now they lock up Drew Holiday, so they have a big three to build off of. You talk about everything the Nets are with that big three offensively, the Bucks are with that big three defensively. Giannis is the defensive player of the year. Drew Holiday, is probably the best perimeter defender in the NBA. Middleton is, a really good help defender. He's a really smart basketball player. He knows, he may not have the foot speed of those other guys and the lateral movement by any means, but he can hang with just about anybody on the court. So, I love it for Milwaukee. I think it's great. I think Drew Holiday is the most underrated player in the NBA. I felt like that for a few years now. Like you said, coming back from everything that happened with his wife, when he took a step away from basketball, he came back in after about a year off and still looked awesome. Was in good shape and didn't look like he was catching up to game shape. It's great, man. It's hard to not love that guy if you love basketball. And, it's cool when the Bucks and the Pacers play and you get those moments where he's on the court with his brothers. That's really neat. So I love it, man. I'm so stoked for him. I'm really happy for Milwaukee fans that you guys have locked up your big three probably for the next few years. So I hope it correlates to a championship. I think it would be awesome for small market NBA for the Bucks to win a title. You got a lot of uphill battles for sure, but hey, man, the fact that a small market NBA team got 3 stars to stay speaks volumes to where they're as a franchise.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially myself being a small market basketball fan with the Pacers, to be able to see another small market team be able to lock up guys like an MVP, an all-star Middleton, and another all-star in Drew Holiday. It's really cool to see that they've got their core for the next 5 to 6 years to be able to chase a championship. And I mean, easily one of the top 5 teams in the NBA. Defensively, they're marvels, and now you've got your floor general locked in for the next 5 years. Odellis Ferellis, man, what are your thoughts on Drew Holiday securing the bag?
Honestly, I think both of you two said it all. I have this talk with people all the time. I always say, when is money enough money to where money doesn't matter anymore? And these guys are getting paid millions upon millions of dollars, and I always say, like, when is enough? Like, when is enough just to be like, hey, like, I'm secured for life, and my next generation and the next generation is secured for life. I also look at how guys take care of some of the other things, when it comes to outside of their profession. And to watch what Drew did when his wife, came down, she was sick, plus being pregnant on top of, all the stuff that was going on, and to watch him completely walk away and say, this is more important to me than playing basketball. This is more important to me than paying money. I gained the utmost respect for him in that aspect alone, to where there's nothing that he could probably ever do that would make me never look at him as the way that I do, as literally the ambassador of what I would consider like family. And he put his family over everything. And that alone should show you where, his loyalty is when it comes to certain things, and what's important in his life and how that priority is set up. So you already know that if that's something that he's doing, he's going to give you his all on the court when he's back on the court. And I guarantee you, one, obviously his priority was to make sure that his wife was taken care of. But two, when that happened, he was like, I can't give you 100% of me right now because this is what's more important to me. So when you got him back and he was 100% able to go, you see Drew Holiday. And like you said, Tim, and I agree with you, arguably, if not the most underrated basketball player in all of basketball. He's so good. He's such a good ball player.
Yep. I would totally agree with that for sure. Absolutely. So congrats, Drew, if you're listening. You got 3 big fans here at Shot Callers on securing the bag. 4 years, once again, $134 million. Other contract signings. I saw John Henson, which I didn't even know he was around, signed a 10-day contract today. But the other big
Damian Jones signed with the Kings for 10 days.
Yep. So you're seeing some of these guys get picked up. But the biggest one that we saw was DeMarcus Boogie Cousins signing a 10-day with the Clippers. Tim's got that look on his face like, meh. Guys, it's another one of those things where I saw the workout video. I saw him going against guys that are, some of his buddies or whatever. He was hitting shots. He was step back and he was crossing over. He looked good. He lost some weight. I don't know, man. I think he's worth a 10-day contract. At least you bring him in to do that. I definitely agree with that. I don't know if that'll work out into a long-term deal. I don't know if it solves the Clippers' problems, because to me, it's just another clunky guy to their roster. But
hey, I'm trying to think about this. So he's had 3 injuries, correct? Like 3 major injuries:
Achilles, ACL,
and did he rupture a quad or something?
The quad.
Yeah.
So he's had 3 major life-changing injuries for sure.
Yeah. So, for me, a guy that carries the amount of weight that he carries, as big as he is, the ACL or the Achilles, I thought that one was going to be a hard one to come back from. And once he started playing with Golden State, and I felt like he was in a spot where he was semi-healthy, I thought maybe he was going to be able to contribute for them. And I honestly, a healthy Golden State team with Boogie going into that finals with Toronto, I was thinking Golden State in 6 with everybody healthy. And then all of a sudden the injury started happening. It was Draymond and Looney and then Boogie and Durant. And they just started dropping. And when he hurt that quad, I was like, man, that's going to be tough to come back from. And then he gets healthy and then he tears the ACL. And I'm just like,
before he even gets to play a game for the Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many devastating injuries you can have before you just are like, you know what? I can't play anymore. Like there's nothing I can do to get my body back to where it was when I was Boogie Cousins and I was arguably the best big man in basketball. Like he's a shell of that. Like that, we're never going to see that again. We might get a game of it here and there, but consistently, I don't think his body can handle that.
I agree, man. I just think like it sucks because there was a time when he was the single-handed best center in basketball. Like, he was the man.
Dominant.
The Sacramento days, even that like first year in New Orleans when he comes over and him and AD have that like, Twin Towers thing going on with Rondo throwing him dimes, and yeah, it was awesome, man. But yeah, I just have a hard time believing they're going to be able to get anything out of him. If they do, I mean, anything's a plus. So, like Zubac, I know a lot of people kind of like laugh at him.
I like him.
So if you watch Clipper games, he's played really well. Like he has played well, really good for them. They drafted Daniel Oturu out of Minnesota, who I'm pretty high on, and a couple of scouts I talked to really like. But you see, it just hasn't transcribed just yet to the NBA game, so we're still waiting for that to pop in. But it's if Boogie helps him, great. I just don't see how he does. I know they won yesterday against the Lakers without all those guys, and they definitely whooped up a shorthanded Laker team as they should have. So we'll see, man. I hope the best for him. I never want to root for a guy to fail by any means. So,
right.
And with that being said, I watched a little bit of that Laker Clippers game yesterday because I wanted to see. That was Rondo's first game with the Clippers. And the small amount of time that I watched Rondo in the game, he looked absolutely horrid when he was in.
Really?
Turning the ball over, bad passes. And I don't know if he didn't play well in Atlanta to begin with. So,
who said this before? I feel like,
well, according to Paul George, he's already the locker room leader, which I would never admit that. If I played for a team that I've been on the last 2 years, and you have Kawhi Leonard, and you have a guy walk in off a bad Hawks team who's 35 years old and be like, "Oh yeah, he's already our locker room leader," I'm like, why would you even say, like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, does he bring some kind of leadership? Yeah, because he's Rondo. He's got rings. I get it, but to be your locker room leader already, like, come on, man, like. That doesn't even make any sense. The guy's barely took a shower there. Like, what are you talking about?
I can't necessarily say, like I said, I didn't watch the whole game. I just got the snapshot of Rondo in the game. They had him on a minute restriction. So I don't think he played very many minutes. I think he played like 12 or 13 minutes. But if you want to think about in 13 minutes, he had 4 turnovers. Yeah.
That's a good rate.
Yeah. He did have 2 steals. He did have 2 steals and he had a couple rebounds and he was +2 on the floor, but he did not look good. Like, he didn't look like the Rondo that played in LA.
Right.
Man. Yeah. Not to mention he was playing like, I get they're the Lakers, but it's not like they're the Lakers right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
What's wrong with the Lakers, Tim?
What is wrong with the Lakers?
They're just not very good without two of the 5 best players in the world. When you build your team
about this earlier, Josh.
When you build your team around 2 guys and they're not healthy, like you're like.
I flipped on the ESPN page and it was like, our analysts debate why the Lakers and Nets are struggling. I'm like, what are you debating? Like, what's the debate? LeBron and AD are hurt. Why are they struggling? I'm like, what kind of question is that? Like you're missing 2 of the 5 best players in the world. What do you mean? Why are we struggling? Like, what? They're like, the Nets are seeing troubles. I'm like, well, Kevin Durant hasn't played, all season pretty much. Harden's now down with the hamstring. Kyrie, is burning sage in a corner somewhere. You don't know where he's going to be, but
But they have Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. They have the super team.
Hey,
they have the super team.
And who else do they got, Ben? Who else?
Nicholas Claxton.
Thank you.
Claxton.
Thank you.
Who I swear to God, if Steve Nash has those guys take away Nick Claxton minutes, I'm going to just laugh when he gets fired because that just shouldn't be happening.
Hey, have you all noticed since I sent you over that article, DeAndre Jordan has not played?
Yep. Yeah, they took him out.
They took him out. He's out of the rotation.
Dude, well, it's like Al Horford. They were like, just go home. They were like,
they did. They sent Al Horford home. They were like, yeah.
Hey, they listed on the injured report he was old.
Old.
They did. They're like, Al Horford out. Decrepit.
Hey, while we're talking about the contracts and the trades and all that, it looks like as of right now, I know it's still early, but the clear winner of all this right now has been the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, man.
Aaron Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see his interview with Dwayne Wade on TNT last week?
Yeah.
He's like, why you wear 50, man?
You know why he wears 50, D Wade.
He needs to let it go, man. No one cares about dunk contests. Like,
no.
Hey, I did go back and rewatch that dunk contest a couple days ago. In all honesty, that thing was insane.
The one with him and Levine, or the one with
Derek him and
Jones?
Levine. No,
okay.
him and Levine.
Yeah,
him and Levine.
Because the one with him and Derek Jones was really good too.
It was. Yeah, both of them were outstanding. But yeah, that's been a breath of life for Aaron Gordon, and truth be told, it's been a breath of life for the Nuggets. I mean, he's played really well there. So
yes,
it's been good. It's been good.
Him as the fourth option. Him as the fourth option is pretty awesome.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good fourth option. So Boogie Cousins cleared 10 days with the Clippers. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that
you don't really have to care.
Yeah, I just think that you guys all brought up good points. I think that he's oft injured. He's been injured. The YMCA videos don't help me any. Him beating up on his buddies, scoring buckets and shooting fadeaways on 6'2" guys doesn't help me any. Like I don't want the guy to not succeed. I hope he does get on because just because I think I don't want him not to succeed, but it doesn't do anything for me. Hey Tim, did you hear there's news about James Harden as the MVP?
Oh my God.
Extra, read all about it, buddy. James Harden.
How did this start?
James Harden,
did
front runner, MVP.
Okay,
Where you at?
Yeah, wasn't it like some presser? Someone was like, "Do you feel like you've earned an MVP candidacy?" And he said, "I am the MVP."
Oh yeah, he definitely said he's the MVP for sure.
MVPs don't burn a franchise to the ground the same year they go to another team to win the MVP. It doesn't happen that way. You don't just friggin' massacre and quit on a franchise with a brand new coach. You don't act like a total asshole just to get what you want and then go somewhere. Yeah, like that last series against that last game before he got traded when they played the Lakers, and he just was like nonchalant, just running up and down the court, and Boogie and Wall both just destroy him in pressers, and then now it's like that guy's the MVP. Now, I do definitely think he has been the best player in the NBA since he got traded to Brooklyn. He's just been terrific, but no, like MVPs can't be that much of an asshole and ruin a team to get what they want and win it. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Who's your MVP?
It's got to be Jokic right now, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I would think right now it'd be Jokic, Giannis, and Lillard.
Yeah, Tim and I talked about this. Jokic is running away with this thing because of all the injuries to LeBron and Embiid and
Durant
and Durant and all them. But Giannis is slowly sneaking his way up, and I don't think
Lillard.
Lillard definitely. But Giannis is putting up some numbers right now. Like the other night, he had 47 and 12. His free throw percentage is going up.
About damn time it is.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be. He's got a knee injury too, doesn't he? Like he's not playing, is he?
I don't know if it's enough to keep him out multiple games.
You hope not, because I was pretty critical of him earlier in the year. I was really frustrated when he had that 2 for 16 from the free throw line game.
Yeah.
But even as much even as much as the big man Jokic is playing that big man point guard style basketball, you kids just don't know.
Oh, trust me, we're getting to that. Don't even start it yet. We're definitely getting to that. Don't even start it. We will definitely touch on. You just don't know. We will definitely touch on that one here.
Oh man,
it's so unreal. It's so dumb.
So Jokic, then Giannis.
For me, it's Jokic, Giannis, and Lillard. I think those got to be the top three.
Yeah.
Let me look up my my handy dandy MVP tracker.
Oh yeah. Speaking of on that, did you guys see the NBA rookie ladder?
I have not looked at that today.
Tyrese Halliburton, they're saying is leading candidate for rookie of the year now. LaMelo's out.
Ooh,
nice. He's been awesome.
Yeah, he has. He's been incredible.
You would not believe. All right, MVP tracker probability 49.7%. Nikola Jokic. Number 2 at 18%. James Harden. Number 3 at number 3 at 12.5%. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Hold on, they got Harden over Giannis.
What trash!
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro!
I think I didn't.
I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it.
It's because Giannis won 2 in a row. They're like, nope, he can't win 3 in a row. You know that rule,
I mean, yeah, Giannis. Giannis has been outstanding, but to me, yeah, I'm with you guys. Jokic has been.
But I want you guys to listen to this because it's not far off. So Jokic right now is going 26, 11, and 8.6. Giannis is at 29, 11.4, and 6.2.
He's become so good as a passer.
So basically, Giannis is losing in assists, and he's caught Jokic in every other category. Not saying that that's how they decide the MVP. I'm saying, but his stat line is very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been outstanding.
Except he shoots 68% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Shaq shoot the year he won MVP? I don't think it doesn't matter.
It wasn't 6. It was less than 60%. I thought.
I tell you, who's creeping up the list though is Luka.
Yes, he is. Porzingis is playing well right now.
He got hurt too.
They got Lillard at 5. Tim.
That's such bullshit, man.
Leonard
bullshit.
Leonard at 4.
Kawhi Leonard over Lillard. Lillard, who hasn't had CJ McCollum all year. Who Yusuf Nurkic has been hurt. Who is literally carrying that freaking Blazers team by himself.
Oh, every night he carries them. Yeah. Every night. Wow. All right. So from here on out, we're going shot caller MVP percentages. We're not using any more media percentages. We're going straight shot caller. The 3 of us, we're going to have an MVP ladder, and that's how we're going to call it. I don't care what anybody else says.
So Shaq shot 52% the year he won MVP from the line.
52.
I was going to say, I know he didn't shoot 60%.
No. The best he ever shot was 62% in the 02-03 season. The year they didn't win the title.
Imagine if Shaq was just like a 70% free throw shooter.
MDE, man. And then some.
Yep, absolutely. That is crazy. So, yes, so as of now, Nikola Jokic to all 3 of us is the MVP.
Facts.
For sure. And then Giannis and then Lillard. So, take that, media.
You know where I be?
Shot callers MVP list.
Come at me. You know where I be?
Shot caller MVP tracker.
You know where we be. So speaking of where we be and where somebody won't be, Paul Pierce is no longer.
Hold on. That's the best segue you have ever done. That was incredible. That was awesome.
Paul Pierce no longer with ESPN, gentlemen.
What was he thinking?
he's, you know what? I'm gonna do a little Paul Pierce appreciation because he's given us some of the greatest sound bits in ESPN history. You know, LeBron is not a great player. You know, I'm better than Dwayne Wade.
Cindy, come get this money.
Cindy, come get this money. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I think he forgot that he worked for the Disney company, and they kind of frown on being with ladies of exotic description, to say the least, and to go on Instagram Live with it. So I don't know what he was thinking.
I wish I knew the story behind it. Like, whose party was it?
I don't know. Where was your wife? Hey, you a dry snitch. You go Instagram Live at whatever party you're at. Like, to me, yeah, you dry snitching. Like that stuff is. I don't condone it. I don't do it. But that I'm assuming that was a private moment for a party for a buddy. I would assume. And he's on Instagram Live, so you know, wherever he said he was at, his boys' wives was like, "Oh, so you was with Paul? So what was y'all doing? What was y'all doing?" So now he done got the whole party in trouble. You know what I mean? So now he's just dry snitching to me. Like, why you got to go Instagram Live? Like, and you got a wife.
And
like, like I said, I don't even mess with that stuff. Never have, but I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You guys can weigh in, but that's where I'm at on it. Paul Pierce, I don't get it. You deserve to be fired. You're a dry snitch. Whatever.
I'm going to find the audio when I advertise this show tomorrow. I'm just going to find that little audio then going, Paul Pierce, you deserve to get fired. You're a dry snitch. And I'm going to share that so people listen to this show.
There you go. Paul Pierce, a dry snitch.
But like, it's just, yeah. So I was like, kind of just going through Twitter and I see people like, Paul Pierce wild and Paul Pierce gone crazy. And I see someone goes, hold up, Paul Pierce did what? And I was like, okay, something happened. So I go and like search, like, I'm thinking he like got like a, TMZ video where he was like, yeah, the hell with LeBron or something like that. I'm like, well, that's probably best case scenario, obviously. With
that was best case scenario.
Yeah. And so I like search it and, it pops up and I'm like, oh, it's kind of like put the phone down and walk away kind of situation. Because it's like, he like has the phone, he like does the thing where he has the phone behind him and you see his buddy out there with like stacks of cash just throwing bands, and it's like, ooh, this isn't good. Not a good look. No.
Not a good look.
Yeah.
Man, he just totally lost all our sympathy in the wheelchair incident too.
You mean the one we had to use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh man. Paul Pierce, man.
Post-career Paul Pierce, man.
Post-career Paul Pierce.
Like post-Wizards Paul Pierce, we should say. Those Clipper years don't count. Like
it's like he's trying to hype up his own career. Like, you don't do that. Like, you let others do that for you.
Yeah. You know what Scottie Pippen needed? He needed us to hype his career up. He didn't need to do it himself.
Right. Hey, Draymond said it best when he was on the floor.
You ain't no Kobe.
Chasing that farewell tour. You ain't Kobe. You ain't, you know what I mean? Chasing the farewell tours. You know what I mean?
Draymond's got some hilarious snapbacks, man.
Oh, he does. He's the best.
Yeah, he kills it. But I've got to come to a conclusion, gentlemen, that you kids just don't know how good Draymond Green is. You just don't know. Earlier today, we were texting, as we do. I mean, throughout the day. I mean, we always send each other stuff. And I came across the Twitter video, and I will say this: I personally do like Chris Broussard. I think he does a decent job. Some people have their own opinions. I don't know. I do like Chris Broussard. Tim, on the other hand, I do not think he likes Chris Broussard. Nope. But I think he's all right. He posts these videos about you kids just don't know. And some of them are pretty cool because like if it's guys from like the 60s and 70s that I don't know, it's pretty neat stuff. Like he'll post some stats and things like that. But today he dropped one, and my jaw almost hit the floor because I was like, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know who this guy is. But he dropped one today. It said, "You kids just don't know how good Magic Johnson was." And I mean, I watched the video, and maybe it is for really like young kids. Like my son, he's going to be 14, but he still knows who Magic Johnson is, and he knows how really good Magic Johnson was at basketball. So I don't know who he dropped this video for, but when he dropped, I was like, dude, if you don't know how good Magic Johnson is, then you're just not a basketball fan. Like that's just odd to me. Like 5 NBA championships, a state champion. He's a college champion. Is MVP, Finals MVP in his rookie year.
The point guard of the Dream Team.
Point guard of the Dream Team.
After he was retired.
6'9", Lansing, Michigan. One of the go-to point guards.
The greatest point guard of all time. Let's just call it. What it is.
Dude, yeah, let's just say it. I mean, the guy led Showtime Lakers. He was incredible. But
he's not only the greatest point guard of all time. He is arguably one of the top five players of all time.
Absolutely.
To me, he's the greatest Laker of all time. I know a lot of people love Kobe Bryant. I do too, but Magic is the Lakers.
Tim, the one thing I'm going to defend Chris Broussard on, he actually went into that in detail in the video, and I actually thought the points that he brought up were very valid for Magic Johnson in the video of being the greatest Laker of all time, and what he talked about, and
sure,
but the only conclusion I could come to was that he was talking to the elementary kids over in Long Branch over here down the street, because other than that, I mean, everybody knows who Magic Johnson is. He did say kids.
That's my issue with it though. Like, it's cool that he does these videos, like, but don't do them for guys that are like people are well known for being NBA legends that you can just easily go on YouTube. Like you can go on YouTube and search anybody, but like.
Do somebody like Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, give me Dennis. I was gonna say Dennis Johnson. You kids don't know how good Dennis Johnson was for the Celtics. Like,
yep.
Like
Ben, you pulled up a good one today. Like Larry Johnson. Like that would be an awesome one for him to do.
Yeah. Give me somebody like that. Give me,
you kids
Dennis
don't understand.
Johnson's a really good one.
Yeah, you kids don't know how good Derek Fisher was for the Lakers. Like, boom.
Right.
That's an episode right there.
I tell you what, like one of the videos he did that I thought was a really good like when he did the one about Reggie Miller, like that was a good video to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't think people understood Reggie Miller and like what he meant to the 90s. And I think I told you guys this morning. Like I just started rewatching The Last Dance yesterday, and it's actually better watching it the second time because I think watching it the first time, like I missed stuff, like just being hyped in it. So now I've caught some things. I'm on episode 3 right now, and I'm just like, dude, this documentary was so well put together that there's a part in it where Reggie Miller gets his time to shine in the documentary later on, and I thought they did a really good job of like basically saying like if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, like Reggie Miller would have been like a 12-13 time All-Star.
Yeah.
Are you watching it out of curiosity? Are you watching on streaming, or do you have the Blu-ray set?
I actually have the Blu-ray set, but I was watching it on the DVR. I have it DVR too.
Okay. If you decide to open the Blu-ray set, I highly suggest on the special features, watch Game 6, the movie. It's incredible. It's so good. But
I think I watched that on
they did it on ESPN shortly after The Last Dance ended. Yeah. So what they do is they take the cameras they had for the documentary, they take their cameras and show you all of the Game 6 of the 98 finals.
Yeah.
But they have the NBC commentator like Costas and those guys, and Costas is unreal in that game. He is freaking fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, he's the gold standard, dude. I mean, Bob Costas is unreal.
Dude, those early videos of Bob Costas in the like when he was doing commentating for the Bulls back in the day.
Yeah.
Who he's looking hilarious.
Oh yeah,
little young Bob Costas. But anyway, back to this whole Magic Johnson. Like I really wanted to go knock on Chris Broussard's door and be like, really, man?
Of all people,
like for real?
Of all people,
you just did Magic Johnson?
you know, grasping for straws.
When I pulled up the Twitter thing, I was like, man, this has got to be like an old April Fool's joke or somebody's pulling it. Like, no, he's like, nope. If you don't know how good Magic Johnson was, I was like, if you don't know how good Magic Johnson was, then I think I have to take your basketball card away. Like, you can no longer watch NBA basketball if you don't know anything about Magic Johnson. Like, you know,
okay,
go watch FIFA. Like
we each get two names. If we're picking Chris Broussard's next season of You Kids Just Don't Know, we each get to pick two guys. Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Nick Van Exel, because Nick Van Exel was so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And give me Ron Harper, because that defense he played for the Bulls in the three-peat, they needed him so bad.
Okay.
You kids don't know how nice Nick Van Exel was. You kids don't know how much Ron Harper meant to the Bulls title run. Boom.
Okay. Mine would be, and I think I've mentioned this before, but Tim Hardaway.
Like it.
And honestly, Mark Price.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mark Price would be dope.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Mark Price. Mark Price is a dog.
I would go Adrian Dantley.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
and Joe Dumars.
Ooh.
Joey D, man. Gosh, that would be good.
See, if you tell me like these 6 have an episode coming up, a YouTube video, a 12-minute YouTube video, I'm subscribed. I'm watching.
I'd watch everyone. I'd watch everyone.
Yeah, I feel bad about my two now that you guys hit me with those. Man,
no, those are good.
You'd be like, you kids just don't know how good Wilt Chamberlain was.
Right.
He had a Dr. J one. I was like, Dr. J is one of the most iconic basketball players ever.
Yeah. He
did. At least he did Michael Jordan with the Wizards, and like didn't actually be like, you kids just don't know how good Michael Jordan was. We're like, okay.
What
with
kids?
The Wizards?
Where are these kids?
Yeah. Please tell me where these kids are so we can get them educated immediately.
Yeah, like Chris Webber, that's a good one. Give me you kids don't know how good Chris Webber was. Like
Chris Webber's a good one.
No, the Chris Webber one should be. You guys don't know how much better Chris Webber could have been.
Oh yeah.
What if you'd have pulled that video up, Ben, and they'd have been talking about like Irvin Johnson, the center.
Right.
That'd have been awesome. He played next to Tom Gugliotta and
I would have died. That would have been funny. They're like, not the Irvin Johnson you're thinking of. My friend, the center.
Maybe he'll do one on Sean Kemp.
That'd be fun, actually.
That'd be fun too.
So
absolutely.
To piggyback, because we talked about Bob Costas. Who would you guys take as your GOAT of NBA commentators, TV?
Oh,
who we picking from? Marv Alberts?
Yeah, Marv Albert, Kevin Harlan, Mike Breen. You got the list, man.
Dude,
they all bring something. Breen,
they're beautiful at it, man.
Mike Breen, to me, like that bang, like when he like when you hear that, like you just know, like it's a big time shot. Steph Curry hitting that freaking quarter long shot. He hits bang, bang, like you in it, like yeah, that's legit. Like Mike Breen is dope. Marv Alberts, yes, and it counts. Like those, yeah, like those two they're definitely dope.
Did we lose Josh?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. My long story short, I was shaving this morning and I like cut the side of my face, so my headphones are kind of bothering my ear a little bit.
Yeah.
No fun.
I'll tell you who's like incredible now. I wouldn't put him on the list yet, but like when I'm watching ESPN Friday Night NBA and I see Richard Jefferson's doing color, I'm hyped.
Yeah.
He's so good, man. He's so good.
He is good.
Don't ever call me sir.
When March Madness, Grant Hill is not bad either. Like he's
good.
Grant Hill's been doing a really good job. He's been doing a really good job.
I used to do when Marv Albert used to hit him with the and one, and he'd be like, and it counts.
Oh, and it counts, boy. Yeah. Yeah.
Those are big.
Yep.
Those were big.
I feel like I love Kevin Harlan even without like his catchphrases. It's just like, oh, like, do you remember those that one like NFL stretch? It was like week 17 and it was like a playoff hunt. And he's like calling 2 games at once. You're like watching a Dolphins game and he's calling the Chiefs game while calling the Dolphins game. Like, that dude is unreal.
He's unreal. Yeah, Kevin Harlan's legit. Gosh dang, man, there's a lot of good ones.
I feel like Kevin Harlan just like never loses energy. Like I feel like if you met him like on the street, he would be that same guy that you see on TV.
Yeah.
Like he would just be like, "Hey, how are you doing? Are you going to Starbucks?" Yes.
He just talks like that everywhere he goes. Oh man, that's hilarious.
One of the best, I know we're off topic here, but one of the best Kevin Harlans of all time was like when he used to do radio for Monday Night Football. And this guy, like I think it was a Cowboys Redskins game. I think it might have been. Can we say that? Redskins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
I mean, they were the Redskins then.
I guess like the streaker ends on the field, and he's calling it like it's like Emmitt Smith running up the middle for an 80-yard touchdown. He's like, and he's dodging defenders, and he's at the 50. He's like, bring it up.
Yeah.
So nobody's picking Bill Walton.
Bill Walton's fun.
Throw it down, big fella. Throw it down.
Big fella, spin a lane. Throw it down.
Richard, when I was going to Woodstock before Trailblazers games and we were having a good time and hanging out with our buddies. Did you see the?
Are we allowed to throw in like local guys,
sure.
like when Chick Hearn used to do for the Lakers? And
Chick Hearn was great.
Chick Hearn was,
Stacey King's fun. I don't necessarily know if he's awesome, but he's hilarious.
Stacey King?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Or when Ray Clay used to announce the Bulls coming out.
Oh, that's iconic. That
that Bulls intro with the music and everybody waited. Everybody waited for at guard 6'6" North Carolina.
Yeah.
There's like a really good there's a really good Ringer article about when he played his first game back at the United Center with the Wizards. And the guy was just like, coming in, number 23, 6'6" North Carolina, Michael Jordan. And like he got fired for it.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like if you see like the next year, because Jordan did 2 years with the Wizards, when they go back and it's like the full like the lights are out, the cymbal spinning, like.
Hold on, for a visiting player.
Yep.
Well, I mean, when you built the United Center, basically,
yeah.
I mean,
say when your statue's out front, I guess you got to have that. I guess.
Yeah. What's crazy is we're talking about that. Like it'll always make me wonder, like if the Bulls would have just said, the organization would just said, you know what, man, we're just gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Like just keep everybody until we don't win. And would the Bulls have won 7? Or were they already too old? Were they done mentally? Would they have, would Jordan have pulled them together and be like, all right, fellas, let's get this last one? Or, they was just watching that documentary, man, like tells so much stuff that like you didn't know at the time.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people bring up like, well, if he doesn't retire in 93, do they beat the Rockets? And I was like, I don't think they beat the Rockets. They were a well-oiled machine those 2 years.
The Rockets were solid.
Yeah.
Orlando couldn't beat them. Knicks couldn't beat them.
I don't know, man. I never doubt Michael Jordan, though.
That's true. I
never doubt.
I just think that like, back in the day when the Celtics won, they were winning. They were playing, 3 teams. And like you said, they had the whole all-star team on one team.
Right.
It was different back then. because, you had, like you said, you had a whole group of guys that were better than every other team, like top to bottom. Like there was really nothing you could do. And in the NBA in the 90s, like even in the 80s, like they showed in that video, like Magic went to the finals 9 out of 12 years. And he won 5 and he lost 4. Well, he lost 4 because he lost one of the Bulls, I don't know, 2 to the Pistons, or 1 to the Pistons, or 2 to the, was it 2 to the Pistons?
1 Bulls, 1 Pistons,
one Bulls,
Pistons,
1 Pistons,
2 Lakers,
2 Celtics,
or 2 Celtics. That's what I meant to say. So, like, I don't know if mentally you could just go through an entire decade and just win like that, and just be like, "Hey, I just won 9 straight." Like,
yeah, it's pretty difficult, man. Like the short off seasons, and
yeah, it makes it difficult for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, gentlemen, it's been an awesome conversation, great podcast. We enjoy talking NBA hoops. It's been a blast. Appreciate you guys tonight coming in and doing shot callers. It's a lot of fun. Appreciate you all for listening. Please make sure that you download the podcast, 5-star review it. Go to Apple Podcast, click on the download button, click on the review button, click on the 5-star button, leave your review. We appreciate it and we love it.
Love it.
5-star review. 5-star review. We love them. Also, make sure you check us out on our socials at 48 Minutes NTWRK on Instagram and Twitter. If you have not had a chance to go back and listen to the At Large Bid guys, I did an awesome pod with NBA hopeful Sean McNeil, who's a local guy here in our area, who graduated from Cooper High School and is at West Virginia. It was an awesome podcast. Sean is very candid with the crew, talking about his experience with March Madness. Also, the process of how he came to the idea of possibly filling the waters for the NBA. So Tim and Taylor do a great job of just speaking to him about that. And he's very, very cool about it. He's very open about it. And he shares his thoughts on, how tough the loss was in March Madness and preparation and things like that. It was very good insight. Tim's very fortunate that he has some great connections there at UC and Xavier, but to hear it from another guy who's had that perspective is really cool. So if you get a minute,
TB.
Yeah, Taylor did a great job of getting in contact with Sean. So if you get a chance, man, it's a great listen. Go
really
back
good
and
listen.
To it. So
really good. Nice job.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really good. So if you get a chance, download that one as well, and give it a listen. I believe the 48 Minutes boys will be back this week.
We will.
Sean is recovered.
Yeah, we will. So actually, of course, the week of the national championship, Taylor is going on vacation. So we get a little bit of a break from At Large Bid this week. So Sean and I will be back. We're hoping for Wednesday night. Get back in action. Have my boy back. Can't wait.
Yeah, no doubt. So make sure you guys listen for that. 48 Minutes will drop later on this week. And we appreciate you guys listening, and we will catch you down the road.
Keep healing, DMX.